US spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds are set to make a debut soon, considering the amendments made by top exchanges that will list them to documents. It is likely that the US Securities and Exchange Commission will provide its stamp of approval in the coming days. The amended 19B4 filing filed on behalf of BlackRock, Grayscale, Fidelity, and other issuers joined last month's amended S1 filings addressing feedback from the US Securities and Exchange Commission. More than a dozen applicants hope to launch the first spot Bitcoin ETF in the US. It's likely multiple issuers will be approved simultaneously. A final deadline for SEC action for at least one application by ARK21 shares is January 10th, suggesting the regulator may approve all of the final applications it is comfortable with by that date. This filing is another important step towards uplisting GBTC as a spot Bitcoin ETF, Grayscale spokeswoman Jen Rosenthal said in a statement referring to the company's Bitcoin trust that it wants to turn into an ETF. Grayscale continued to collaborate with the SEC and is ready to operate GBTC as an ETF upon receipt of regulatory approvals. Earlier Friday, Bloomberg reported that the SEC's commissioners were expected to vote on the exchange rule filing next week. The regulatory agency needs to approve both the 19B4 filings and the S1 filings before the ETFs can launch.
The US Securities and Exchange Commission has been asking courts to refer to its recent win in the Terraform Labs dispute and expect to convince other judges that the regulator is right about platforms like Coinbase and Binance trading unregistered securities. Although the SEC has suffered a number of setbacks in the crypto court cases, such as in its lawsuit against Ripple and in Grayscale investment success challenging the agency's spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund application rejection, the agency emerged victorious last week in its contention that Terraform was improperly offering securities through its Terra Luna stablecoin offerings and the Mirror protocol. The Terraform court resolved in the SEC's favor issues relevant to the consideration of defendants' motion in this case. An SEC lawyer submitted to Judge Katerina Paul-Famlia in a January 4th filing in its court clash with Coinbase. That follows a similar filing that day before in the SEC's dispute with Binance, meant to point out other judges that the agency's argument had prevailed elsewhere. Judge Jed Rakoff, the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York judge overseeing the Terra case, sided with the SEC in an end-of-year ruling. In it, he said that the case from defendants Terraform and founder DogeCoin asked this court to cast aside decades of settled law of the Supreme Court, the judge determined. The court declines the defendants' invitation. There is no genuine dispute that tokens USD, Luna, and MIR are investment contracts in this context, according to Rakoff's decision. The SEC contends that the finding on those tokens overlaps with accusations in the Coinbase and Binance cases in which the platforms are accused of hosting the trading of unregistered securities. Other judges may not see it in the same way. A trial is set for January 29th to settle the remaining disputes in the SEC against Terraform and DogeCoin.
VanEck, the asset management firm and prospective Bitcoin exchange-traded fund provider, has said that it will donate 5% of the profits from its fund if approved to Bitcoin developers Brink. VanEck is among dozens others filed an application to list the spot Bitcoin ETF in the US and is awaiting a decision from the US Securities and Exchange Commission. The markets regulator is expected to finally approve the listing of such a fund in the coming days. The arrival of spot Bitcoin ETFs is expected to grow the amount of investments into cryptocurrency from the TradeFi world to levels never seen before. While this is largely welcome from the incumbent crypto community, there will also be friction in some quarters. Therefore, providers like VanEck will be keen to demonstrate some commitment to the core Bitcoin industry by giving back to developers and others. We are not Bitcoin tourists at VanEck, we are in it for the long haul. VanEck posted on X on Friday brings tireless dedication to decentralization and innovation is the cornerstone of the Bitcoin ecosystem and we are here to support it. The move is reminiscent of a similar pledge by VanEck to donate 10% of profits from the Ether Futures ETF to Ethereum developers in October last year. Well, that's all in this special segment. For more such updates, watch 3.0 or log on to our website www.3versetv.io or scan the QR code. Thank you.